Oh my God, Becky. Look who's back for a retro review. And this is Three Corners of Horror Live here on Horror Fiend TV. Ready for this radical show.
It's truly frightening.
Because you were home.
Oh man, I got this. Take one for me too. Yeah.
Toasty! Toasty, I love that. We'll be toasty by the end.
Oh.
And welcome. As I said, this is live and it is another retro review. But before I talk about the movie, let's talk about the panel. And obviously, welcome back because tonight, even though Three Corners of Horror, it's the Four Horsemen of Horror. Radar, how you doing?
Doing good, officer. Good to be back.
Officer.
Absolutely. You're the officer of psychology.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll take that.
Yeah.
What's up, JR, my brother? How you doing, the villain?
Well, man, let's do a movie about a comet, and wow, it's been a long time since we've seen a comet. Is this one worth watching again?
And my beer brother, Rick. Salute.
Salute, my brother, Toby Lee Tooby or something. Yeah, beautifully bodacious. Let's rock, yo. Let's rock.
All right, guys. So tonight we are going to be discussing the 40th anniversary of Night of the Comet. It was released on November 16th, 1984. A little fun fact, number one song on that day was also Wham's Wake Me Up Before You Go Go. So hopefully you're awake for the show. And the movie was written and directed by Tom Eberhardt. It stars Catherine Mary Stewart as Regina, Kelly Maroney as Samantha, and Robert Beltran as Hector. A comet, a bunch of stupid people decide they're going to have parties outside. You know, I mean, it is the 80s. You
would do that, Joe. Stop lying. You'll be out there.
You'll
You'll be out there in Florida.
I would have
in
been out.
Florida. Him and Adam out there sitting on the back porch smoking the bowl and shit. Waiting for that.
Joe, we gotta watch it. What y'all ain't watching? He'll be the first one out
My
there.
dumb ass will get invited. Hell yeah, I'll fucking go.
Well, yeah, I mean,
We got weed.
A comment went by. You guys didn't see the comment from a couple weeks ago?
There was a comet?
Yeah, I got to see it. Then I went,
There you go.
I heard it.
There we go. Yeah, you definitely.
I ain't trusting
There
that.
we go.
I ain't trusting that.
But so yeah, the movie basically is there's a comet that's heading to Earth. A bunch of people want to see it, and lo and behold, they all get disintegrated, leaving a couple of survivors. That happens to, I guess, the comet itself alters the people and turns them into zombies. Hey, Lexi.
Whoa.
My devilishly handsome. She's talking about Radar, but she's trying to be nice to us three. So.
It's no big deal.
Yeah. But yeah, so the movie basically is a bunch of Valley girls who wake up the next day and are finding that everybody's wiped out, turned to dust, and you know they now have to fight cannibal zombies. It's weird that they put that in the description when aren't zombies cannibals? So I mean, you're the author. Isn't that like
Listen,
a double?
Hold on. Listen, Dawn of the Dead, right? Dawn of the Dead. They're they can't be cannibals because they don't feast on each other. They're not cannibals.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Fair enough. I guess it just depends on how far they are to being a zombie. There's a little bit of humanity in them.
Yeah, that could be true also. But then also along the way, we got scientists who, it'd been a while since I seen it. I'll say how long, but after you guys. But I forgot about the group of scientists in this movie. I'm not gonna lie. So obviously, when we do these retros, first question is because this movie's 40 years old and some of us were around then, some of us not. So, obviously when you first see the movie, your reaction, the last time you saw it. I know I saw the goosebumps.
Say cheese and die, boys.
Actually, Red, I was gonna go to you, my brother. But you.
All right.
Yeah, when you first see it, you remember your reaction? And when was the last time you saw it?
God, I think the first time I saw this was when I was like 10, during just one of those periods where my my parents were just off doing something for the night, and I think it was like free on YouTube or something at the time, and I just watched it. And I remember, like, just as I was watching it, going like, "Am I supposed to take this seriously, or what's the vibe supposed to be here?" And certainly I didn't get it when I was 10, but I do now. It's not supposed to be taken seriously, with little chunks of seriousness in there. It kind of reminds me of the scene in Gremlins where the love interest talks about just randomly out of nowhere how her dad got stuck in a chimney and died on Christmas. There's parts in in this movie that remind me of that feel like that, because it'll just randomly go really dark out of nowhere.
You're underwater, Joe.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Joe, if you can, put your mic a little closer, because you do sound kind of muffled.
Classic.
Better.
And put your gain down, too, if you're going to be that close.
Well, you told me to get closer.
Hey, we're live, man. We're live. The producers at work.
Give them a lecture on
I know.
live.
Anyways, but before this
you
review,
just sound different for some reason now. I don't know. You sound like you're talking through like a can or something. Like it's muffled.
Yeah.
oh,
I work enough with Joe that I know what he's supposed to sound like.
I got it. I figured it out.
All right, go for it.
You're being eating peanut butter.
Hey, we lied. We lied. This is how we
Live,
work.
baby.
But before the review, when was the last time you saw it, Radar?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, probably when I was 10, and then just a few weeks ago for this.
Wow.
Damn, the way you talked about this, I thought you were like, yeah, I want to do
I
it.
know. I was like, Radar's coming.
I thought he saw this like
fan
at
of
least
this
20
movie.
times.
No, I remember enjoying it as a kid.
Well, the smart people running things hasn't worked, so why not leave it to the Valley Girls? At least they have that 80s style. Yeah.
Oh, they got something all right.
Yeah.
All right. Rick, go to you, bro.
Talk to me.
Same question, though. Same question. When did you first see it? You know,
When I
your
first see
reaction
it,
to it when you saw it, and before the review, when was the last time you saw it?
The first time I saw this movie, God dog. Okay, it was this past Tuesday, 2024, and it was also the last time I saw it was this past Tuesday, 2024.
Oh,
You're
okay,
coming in
damn.
fresh, so we get
I've
a
never
fresh,
seen
fresh
this
perspective.
movie.
All right.
What?
that's-
That is surprising, Rick. I
Well, you
thought
know what
would
it
have
is?
definitely seen it.
For years, I always had this movie confused, and this started when I was a kid. Then I fell off on this film, but I always had it confused with Night of the Creeps for some reason. I don't know why. People always mention
Oh.
Night of Comet. I thought they meant Night of Creeps. Oh yeah, I saw that movie. That's Tom Mack is. Huh? No wonder people always looked at me like, "This motherfucker, what the hell are you talking about?"
What's he doing?
But it's
Alright.
it's fun. It has a lot of replay value on this. My reaction obviously is just, this movie doesn't take itself seriously, and I love it for that. It's a good blend of, this is how you do a PG-13 horror comedy, by the way. But you couldn't do this type of PG-13 now, because it does got a lot of racy stuff in it. You know, no
Oh, yeah.
gore or like bad pervasive language or anything like that. But we do, you know, there's a lot of, you know, crazy jokes that kind of fly under the radar. Then it was open, but now you'll get canceled for some of that shit, unfortunately. You can't make movies like this no more. It's fun. And what I like about it too, and my first reaction notice, yes, they are Valley Girls, but they're not just your run-of-the-mill Valley Girls. Their dad's in the military. They're both trained for self-defense. You know, Reggie's awesome at protecting herself. Obviously, we saw Sam how she handles weapons. You know, they should have got Uzis like she had said. But it's pretty cool, man. I love the fact that they weren't helpless. You know, I like that. It's different, especially for it's what 84.
84,
So
yeah.
you know, yeah, you might think, oh, they're gonna be the helpless victims, and you know, and Hector's the one that's gonna save them. No, it wasn't like that at all. So yeah, I dug that. It's 80s. I was like, when I was done, I said to myself, how the fuck? How did I never seen this movie before? I just
And
never
it's
did.
zombies, which it's another. You're a
Well,
zombie.
let me
person.
ask you. All right, since you guys were around when this came out originally, so was I, but I was too young. But Joe, was this marketed as a zombie movie at the time? Do you remember that, or you were too
I
young?
don't think it was.
It would no.
No, I don't. Oh, okay. I don't know that.
They didn't even show the zombies. It was all about the comet.
Yeah, when
okay,
anyone
so
ever talks about it, they don't mention zombies either.
I went in
Yeah.
completely fresh.
Yeah.
I didn't do no research. I didn't know anything about this film. I just put it on. I didn't know if it was about. I mean, I thought it was literally about. I thought it was about aliens. Going off the title, I thought they were gonna come with the comet, but yeah, once I saw all the crazy peoples, I thought of Independence Day immediately. And I was like, oh, okay, so they're all fried. So there you go. But yeah, man. Well, I'll get more into it. I'll let you continue, Joe. But my first reaction was, yeah, this is a film that's a superior high replay value in my book. This is so much fun. So I can't wait to dig deeper.
Well, I forgot. Again, I can't edit that one. I forgot to mention when I told you guys, everybody who starred in it, that Heather Langenkamp was actually the top choice for the role of Samantha. It ultimately went to Kelly, and this was the first movie to garner the MPAA PG-13 rating. So
yeah, that sounds right. Yeah.
Really? This?
Yep.
What do you mean, the very first PG-13 film?
Yep. This was the movie that got that rating. So
this created in '84. It created the PG-13. This one?
Yep.
Do you not know the story of this, Rick?
I thought, honestly, I thought it was Return of the Jedi. I guess I was wrong.
No.
No.
No,
Steven Spielberg coming in hot.
I had to look into that.
Yeah. He convinced the MPAA to make the PG-13 rating so that I forgot what movie it was. It might have been, was it either Poltergeist? I think it was Poltergeist that he was trying to get that PG rating for. And he was like, wait, don't give it an R rating. How about instead you give Poltergeist a PG and then I'll give you this new type of rating and you can slot that on in.
Makes sense, yeah.
It's PG-13 came from.
Yep. So.
And you mentioned Heather Langenkamp. I can't see her as Sam.
No.
No.
What did I say her name was? Kelly? Yeah, Kelly Maroney. Yeah. I mean, she's another memorable character just because of how her character is. JR, because this is probably one that I can say I don't remember watching with him. So we may have watched this separately. It'll be the first one.
We watched it separately. See, y'all mentioned the real horror story in this movie. The fact that Sam wanted to be taken by zombie cops because that dream she had, and she had a dream afterwards where she was in a very vulnerable position.
Those are my favorite scenes right there.
Yeah, so that was the real horror aspect of this. Is exactly why did she want to be taken by cannibal zombies? But
they look cool too.
Huh?
The cops look cool with the helmets and they're
yeah,
that was cool.
I mean, the funny part is the fact that she actually pulled over in the dream.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, but yeah, I honestly I don't remember when I first watched this one, but watching on the replay is I forgot so much about this movie, and I forgot that the fact that it reminded me a little bit of Dawn of the Dead when they went to the mall, because for some reason that's where all the teenagers would go when they go to the mall. So it took a lot of little tropes here and there, and the fact that it kind of reminded you of for some reason I got Less Than Zero vibes with the partying outside.
Yeah, I mean
that's the Robert Downey joint.
Yeah.
A
little bit of everything, and then the funny thing is, then you got the one Mexican dude that shows up, and he's shows up at the end.
You mean Hector?
Yeah. Which
there are other names besides Hector and Juan.
There are.
For you writers, there are other names.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with Hector.
Yeah, and if you're gonna set Dynamite, set him at the right position, because the way that thing, we'll go by that. But yeah, this movie is definitely a fun movie because you can't take it serious at all. I mean, the mall scene was pretty hysterical at certain points. I mean, the cops, and then the whole military thing, the whole base and stuff, where you got the one guy that his only job is, all right, you got to stay in here the whole film and overlook everybody in these little rooms that you could see.
You mean that one guy in the corner that never shown from behind the
shoulder? That's the only job in this whole film.
When I watched this, I was saying, you know what? I guarantee you that's the same shot. They just keep using over and over because the budget was non-existent.
Probably, you say that.
Give me 1 second before we go. Let's catch up real quick. Angel, voices from the mausoleum. Have a great live. Got to run to record. Have a great session,
fun.
Angel.
Have a good show.
Yeah,
thanks for popping in.
Yeah.
My boy Brick Artemis, what's up, everyone?
What's up,
the man Brick. Yo, we gotta talk, Brick. If you're still here, get you on the show sometime, brother. I'll hit you up. And of course, we got P Rockzilla. What's up, brother? How you doing, man? Hope you're having a good night, man. Salute, P Rock.
Nice.
Salute.
Yeah, I know, right?
But yeah, it's definitely a fun film to watch. I mean, the cast is. I mean, Sam was pretty cool. I'm sorry, I forgot the name of the main girl, Regina. Her character was Regina, but yeah, she was in a lot of movies in the '80s. So
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I mean that's the thing about the '80s. You recognize everybody that's been in movies because there've been so many films. You know,
Right.
but yeah, it's gonna be fun going a little deeper on this one.
All right.
Yeah.
Me, I saw this with a cousin, actually, and I remembered because he's told me we're gonna watch an Alien movie because he thought Comet, Alien, same thing, and it didn't turn out to be that way, and I fucking loved it. But again, 84. I think I might have been say about 13 or 14, because no, I was a little bit later. Wait, 84, 12. Yeah, so about 13 or 14 when I first saw it. I mean, and that's when I was growing up. And it's true. If the end of the world happens, everything's at the fucking mall. I mean, you're going to go to the mall. Thankfully, the mall and Target are across from each other where I live. So I ain't got to go too far, when I got to get some shit. So, I mean, I would do the same thing. You're going to need clothes. I'm not going to walk around in the same clothes all the time. Like, not Rick, the one on the show, but like Rick did on The Walking Dead and most people have. Like, I would definitely get a lot of clothes. But as though the last time I saw it, though, like I said, when I was watching, I'm like, damn, I forgot about that. And I realized it's probably been about 20 years since I seen it. And when we were coming up with our list and I saw Night of the Comet, I'm like, we gotta fucking do this one. Because the thing is, it's a cult classic, and it doesn't get talked about as much, but I do see it every once in a while here and there. And eventually, like for me, I'm on board if they want to remake the movie. And there was a writer who already submitted in a script, like I think it was like in 2019 to Orion Pictures, and it's kind of just been sitting there. She said the process has been a little bit slow. I mean, hopefully
5 years.
Yeah, no, that's a long time. I feel somebody else needs to get a script in there, but hopefully it won't go too CGI heavy and can somehow lean on the campy comedy that this movie had. Because if you're gonna go like all real zombies, hardcore, yes, it'll be a totally different movie. But I'd like to still keep it in the comedy genre, comedy horror for me. So Jerry, I'm gonna go to you next. Like, should this movie be remade?
It should. I went and put it in. I think this was in LA, right? LA, San Francisco.
Yeah.
I would move it.
Cali,
I would definitely move it. Somewhere fun and different.
Miami.
I'll do it like in I wouldn't even do that. I'll do it like in the boondocks, somewhere like down south and stuff, like country. Make it
Ooh, like maybe Atlanta or something.
Yeah, make it like really like different,
Ooh.
Like don't do it in a mall.
Yeah,
Maybe
just
like,
do it in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Fuck it.
Do it.
It'd be like Attack on the Block at that point.
That would be Attack on the Block. It should get remade. As far as the cast goes, I would go with unknown actors and actresses, because if you go with known people, it's going to kind of kill the film a little bit. But yeah, I think if you change the setting of it, do a little different. I mean, you could do it like in a freaking club strip in the middle of the night where everybody's clubbing. Just have it happen like at night instead of like during the daytime, because that way you can see people still drugged up, drunk and shit, just having a good time, not knowing that they're freaking dancing with zombies and shit like that. But it's like, yeah, definitely it should get remade. Keep the comedy, maybe like I mean, who would write this though? That's the thing too. Who would you guys have write it? That's a big question.
Ooh.
Somebody hungry. Someone
Not
new.
Danny McBride.
Oh, I thought you meant someone actually physically hungry.
No.
No, Danny,
You don't get to eat until you finish the script.
Yeah, maybe like a sign. Do it. You know what? Do it British. Do Simon Pegg. That's Simon Pegg, right?
Oh, okay. Maybe who are the guys who did Ready or Not?
Oh,
Where's
I like.
that?
I thought you said Ready Player One. I was like, huh?
No, not that.
I
No,
never
the
seen
guys
that.
who did Ready or Not. I think they do pretty good on that.
Yeah, because they had good comedy in that one.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
that's solid
Mix it up,
comedy.
man. Make it like a whole like a British character. Make for like a Jamaican character. For like a country boy. like mix it up really nice. And then just it'll be great. But definitely should get remade.
Dang.
Well, since you literally just saw it, Rick. I mean, would you already want to see a remake?
Even if this is a film I've seen prior, no, I say no. I don't think it should be remade. You can't. But what makes this movie so unique, it is a unique product and an authentic product of the 80s.
Time capsule.
You can't. Yeah, exactly. You can't get away with a lot of the stuff that was in there. I mean, we have like I said, all the the racy jokes and stuff, but it's just not even that. What makes this movie unique is the fact that it had no budget and they had to work around it. You know, like the fact that you see everyone staring at the Comet, and then the next scene is just their dust. But that adds a little mystery to it in the sense where, wait, what happened? Wait, what? So if it was done now, of course they're good. They can't help themselves. They're gonna show everyone disintegrating, which is cool, right? Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I would definitely love to see that. But it takes away the charm from this film, Like in the very beginning of the movie, when they shut some doors, and you see the doors kind of like they're all flimsy, like Planet from Outer Space type shit. Like you can tell they're totally like rubber or foam doors or some shit. But no, I don't think so. You can't do it because you can't. I don't want to see a manufactured 80s. It works in its cases, obviously, but a movie like this works because these were real teenagers. I think Reggie was 18, Samantha was like 16.
Oh, really? Wow.
They felt all yeah, exactly. And the 16-year-old is the one that got half naked.
Yeah,
a little weird.
Well, now I feel weird about that scene.
It's true though. I mean, hey man, when I was like, what the fuck is going on? But the authentic vibe this movie had, even like the cheesy guys in the wall with the shades, the way that fake Slim Shady Eminem motherfucker comes out of nowhere. Like, who the fuck's Eminem? What the fuck is this guy? And then you realize they're all fucking bugging out. That's why they got the shades on. But their dialogue is so like atrocious, but it fits the vibe because it's campy. You can't fake that now. They'll try to make it campy, but it won't work. It won't be authentic. This is a film. It works the way it is, in my opinion. I love the characters. And if they try and replicate it, like JR said, you want to get some newer people. Unfortunately, they won't. They're gonna hire the next Megan Fox, and who would they put in a movie like this? Who's going? They're gonna fucking put someone in there now that is just so commercialized. That's gonna take you right out of the movie.
Probably Jenna Ortega or something like that.
Yeah, they'll put. You know what? Oh my God, Jesus Christ!
Don't like it.
He's right. He's right. Huh?
No, I'm saying because Rick, like that's why I'm
No, I like Jenna Ortega, but I don't want to see her. This is my point. This is what I mean. Like this movie, watching it, this is the zeitgeist. This is the exact reason why this film works for me, because it is, like Joe said, a time capsule. You open it and you're in 1984. It's just it wouldn't work now. If you try and remake it, if you try to put it in the 80s. It's gonna be too manufactured, too commercial, too fake. If you try and make it modern, I don't want to see TikTok and all this shit in these I hate seeing those things in movies, bro. It just kills me. I don't like it.
They won't be working anymore.
Yeah, well, hey man, there was that at the end of this movie. There was the streetlights were still working, so I don't know about that. Don't find so many.
They probably didn't have the budget to turn it off.
Well, it kind of made me wonder how come the guys kept listening to like some guy on a freaking radio constantly talking. I'm like, hold up, man.
Oh yeah, the recording. Yeah. But yeah, long story short, no, don't remake it. This movie is fine the way it is. If you're gonna, don't remake it. Make something new, similar if you want, or a sequel of sorts. But don't touch it. This movie is an encapsulation of an era that I fucking love. And I don't know, the music in this fucking movie is pure 80s, bro.
The music is wild.
You can't remake it. You can't. This movie was made in the 80s. It feels like the 80s because it is the 80s. I don't want a new movie that's trying to portray the 80s, or worse yet, set now. Ooh, no, that's a horror story on its own. So no, don't remake it. My opinion, Mike.
When you mentioned the music and you heard "Girls Just Want to Have Fun" and you knew that it was not Cyndi Lauper.
Oh yeah.
Adam goes, they didn't have the money to pay.
No
her.
rights. No, there was no rights.
Oh, it was no rights.
No, I'm sorry. I meant like no budget.
Well, yes.
You can't get the camp. You can't. No, because if you try,
not that kind of camp.
If you try to like, recreate camp, it's not camp. It's just.
It doesn't work.
It's not. That's not the same. Not the same.
No. All right, Radar.
I was gonna mention that girls just want to have fun. You can tell also that they're like playing it through the boombox, and it's absolutely
Oh.
hilarious.
Radar, now that you mention it, the scene where Reggie is in the theater, right? And
Yeah.
she's looking for. By the way, Larry's fucking Michael Bowen. That's his name? Oh, hold on. I got the cast here.
Look at that.
Jesus Christ, hold on. Oh, yeah, Michael Bowen. I'm right. If you watch the Quentin Tarantino movies, he's in all the movies. That's the guy from Kill Bill, Buck. You know.
Oh,
you know,
what?
Yes, that guy's. If you see him, you know him. That's Michael Bowen. What the fuck? And you also have fucking Jeffrey Lewis was in this movie.
I
as
was
well.
waiting to see if anybody's gonna bring him up.
Of course, I would recognize my man Jeffrey Lewis. But I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, so there's a part in this. Oh, I lost it again. Anyway, right.
Oh.
All right, no, go ahead.
All right, everyone listening
What
at
were you
home. There's a
talking
part
about,
in
Raider?
this. There's a part in this. Now.
Wait, I started. Oh my.
That's a cliffhanger right there.
Yes, I got
It's a
it.
cliffhanger.
So
Oh, there
I
you
got
go.
it. So when Sam is looking for Larry, she opens the door and she sees there's nothing going on. She grabs the garbage can to close it. The music from the theater is playing, right? And you could tell every time the camera goes further and further, they just lower the music to give it the effect that it's in the theater. But it doesn't sound like that at all. You can tell like, oh boy, this engineering
Oh,
is
boy.
terrible. But
Hey, they
again,
tried.
but the fact that they try,
I
and then
love
when you
it.
mentioned the boombox radar with the music, that's why it's
Oh,
another
man.
example of that.
I feel like they didn't even try necessarily when it came to the sound, which makes it even better that they were like, we'll try with everything else. Fuck the sound. Whatever. We'll get as close as we can and call it a day. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
I think, but I'm kind of indifferent. So I'm in between JR and Rick, you know? I'm like, I could see it working if it gets remade, but I could also enjoy it just on its own. Because you can't recreate that camp. Because the second you actually start trying, that's the second you lose it, you know? There's certain films that have that kind of camp, like Phantasm. Just this lightning in the bottle element. You could never remake that. But I feel like with Night of the Comet, maybe you could in some parts, like with the I can't remember the name of the crazy dude at the mall. Does he have a name?
Willie?
Oh, was it Willie? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's
Oh,
Willie.
yeah, that's right.
The leader?
Yeah.
Yeah, Willie.
Yeah. Like I feel like you could get someone to be a Willie type character, and certainly there's been stuff that's made me feel the same way that like Willie did in the movie, like the game Dead Rising. If you've ever played it,
Frank.
all the bosses like have that same energy, especially the dude in the grocery store
Yeah.
who's like got the knives on the cart, and he's like, "You kind of vandalized my store." That type of deal. It's like the same vibe. So you can recreate that sort of stuff, but I feel like, you know, the jokes and everything need to go in a different direction.
You know, pure British comedy, because they'll go that direction. They're not scared.
I
to go
think
that direction.
JR, what he said did kind of make me clamor a little bit for a remake, only if it is done British, but don't set it in the 80s, set it more, you know, now. But
90s. I think
Yes.
they can do it.
90s are pretty good in
you can,
between.
but even though you can
Maybe.
still set it now, but just keep it like Edgar Wright would take this script and just fucking roll with it, bro. If it's someone that I would say to remake this, because this guy loves time periods.
Ooh.
You watch that? What's that movie he did? I know Radar knows that movie.
Last Night in Soho.
Oh my
Oh, there you go.
god, that fucking
Jimmy.
movie's incredible. You seen it, Radar?
Yeah, that's great.
Oh, that movie's fucking incredible, bro. I can't believe no one's. A lot of people haven't even seen that
Oh,
that
we're
movie.
doing that
Really?
one. We're
Huh?
doing that one, right, Raider?
Yeah, we are.
Do it. Yeah, no, I listen. Do it because that movie is. GR, you seen it?
I seen it. I love it.
Oh, it's so fucking good,
It's
man.
great.
So good.
Lasagna, man. I watch
Anya,
anything.
yeah, Anya Taylor-Joy.
Oh, I thought you said lasagna first.
Yeah, lasagna. I could go for
Damn.
lasagna now, though.
I want some
Mm.
lasagna now. Damn.
Damn, you got me fucking hungry for lasagna, man.
Fuck, bro.
I
I
have
work
a
here-
thing, I have a thing of baked ziti, like a little container that I'm gonna throw in the toaster oven after I'm done with you guys.
You
So
mean
I'm
the-
having pasta tonight.
Microwave, man. Toaster oven.
Fuck,
Toaster.
no, don't ever microwave your food. Toaster oven, man.
Wait a minute.
Well, you
Why?
are going to toaster
Why?
it?
Why not microwave? I want to hear this. Why? I mean,
Yeah,
obviously it's
It,
nasty, right?
it makes like meat gets rubbery.
Yeah, it's dry. Okay.
Like,
Oh,
it's
okay,
so,
well.
so when you know put the cheese on the
No,
top,
you're right, you're right,
you
you're
put it in the toaster oven.
But you put it in
And
the
it-
toaster oven?
Yeah,
The leftovers that works?
Yeah, dude. I don't
real,
do
dude?
I don't do plastic Tupperware. I do
No, no.
Pyrex. So Pyrex can go right in your toaster
Okay,
oven.
yeah.
I actually turned all my coworkers have stopped microwaving their food. Everybody's been putting either they bring something. We have a toaster oven at work, and everyone now warms up their food in the toast because they were like, "You're right. You warm up chicken or
Will the air fryer
beef.
work?
air fryer will work, but it might overcook it." But,
If we put reheat though, like very low.
yeah, I mean, I don't like my coworker did that, and
Oh,
his
God.
shit got burnt.
Here we go.
No.
Here we
And
go.
you can't do that with pasta though. You can't put pasta in an
I
air
agree
fryer.
with Joe 100%.
On which part? I mean, no.
Yeah, I was gonna say which one. Oh, probably the microwave food. Oh, you're right. Yeah,
probably
yeah.
yeah.
Microwave
No,
food.
honestly, if you have a
is cool.
toaster oven, you gotta reheat your
I don't
food.
microwave too much food though. I try not to. I do everything in the air fryer. So.
How much
All right.
baked ziti are we talking about here? Like,
It's just like for taste. It's like,
maybe- how big? Say when.
that big.
The whole pan?
No, it's not that big. I am not about to get up and go show you, but it's good too. I can make my own sauce. So
You gotta show us before we go off here.
You gotta bring it in.
I'll
Yeah,
show.
the-
Oh yeah, after we're done, I'll show you. I swear to God.
No, before we
I'm
go
not
off here,
kidding.
you gotta show
Anybody-
everybody.
No, dude,
No,
on the
no,
line.
Yeah,
don't
show
do it,
everybody.
Don't do it.
You gotta show everybody.
All right, so even though when I started asking the question, it did sound like I was leaning towards the remake when I said if they were going to do it, I'm not for a remake. I love this movie. I mean, what I'm more mad about is that I haven't included in as much in my rewatch as I should have. I like the old cheesy 80s, it's like, again, it's silly. And the thing about the movie is, like, it takes me back to their age. I see myself in that time because that's when I grew up. So that's why when Rick was describing it, I'm like, time capsule, because that's what it feels like. You get taken back to the 80s. We were fortunate. We grew up in the 80s. That was like one of the best times to grow up.
Oh my God,
That's why you're watching our movies right now. So I'm just gonna say a whole lot on YouTube of the 80s movies. But anyways, yeah, I would leave it alone. I was listening to JR. And like on the British thing, I am,
Your coworker who burned the food in the air fryer was slow. I never burnt anything in the air fryer. Who did that?
my
As you, Joe?
coworker. Yeah, my coworker did.
Oh, they burned something.
Yeah, he burned something in the air.
What did they do? Set it on 40 minutes and leave?
Yeah, how do you burn something?
How do you do that?
I don't know.
I agree. I've
Don't ask
never
me.
burned anything in the air fryer. Joe, I'm coming over for dinner.
The invite is there. I said you and Rick come down for a
Listen,
week.
when Joe came down a
I-
couple years ago for his birthday, he cooked. I didn't believe the hype. This motherfucker can cook. Bro. Joe, you could have been I'm gonna change you from Joe the
I know.
psychologist to Joe the chef. Yo.
Ooh.
That was one of the dreams, but I just don't have the temperament to have somebody fucking screaming at me while I
That's
got a knife
fair.
in my hand. So
Listen, I'd rather watch people sleep and just chill and fucking watch
Yeah.
movies and smoke.
Yeah,
I
marijuana.
mean,
That sounds
I-
so creepy.
I'm nice to waiters because I know that as a waiter, like if somebody goes to me, excuse me, waiter, my food is cold, I would go, I'm the fucking waiter, not the cook. I just
Yeah,
brought it out to you,
Yo,
okay?
Rick,
I believe it. When we went to Comic-Con, some Dunkin' Donuts, some poor person behind the counter got Joe's order wrong. That dude got the biz, bro. I'm like, damn, Joe, chill, bro.
Yo, Rick said about watching people sleep. All I kept thinking about is the episode of Friends when the Eddie, the roommate, moved in with Chandler, and Chandler was sleeping, and he opened his eyes, and Eddie's just staring at him. He's
Yeah.
like, I do this every night.
Do this every night.
Imagine sleep, waking up and seeing someone staring at you like, oh, geez.
It happens.
It's happened a couple times to me.
You
It was
can
my
put
family
parchment
members,
paper in the
though.
air fryer and heat it up ziti and lasagna. Yo, P-Rock, yeah, you're right. Once Joe mentioned that, and I was thinking, how can I get it in the air fryer? Parchment paper definitely popped into my mind because I don't burn. So I think I
don't
found a new
know.
way how to heat up my pastas.
That's all right. I'm gonna still use my toaster oven. So there.
No, that's if I had a toaster oven, I would, but I don't have one, so
Yeah, it's probably way easier.
I'll compromise.
Oh, it is. I mean, trust me, you could use it for a whole lot. So, selling on Horror Fiend TV is our toaster oven, newest edition. Anyway,
Thank you.
so yeah, no. As far as remake, it's definitely a hard no for me. You know, it's a classic. There's a reason the movie has the title called classic. You know, we've been waiting for this episode to come. I can say at least once a week I do see somebody post of the movie. So I'm glad the movie still gets its love. You know, it when you watch it, it's just, yes, you look at it, you're like, God, this is stupid. But then, you know, well, no, it's the people forget you have to sometimes put yourself back to that time because you can't be how we are now. We're more desensitized. I mean, granted, some of the language that was used, there was one word they dropped there. Adam was like, "Uh-oh, can't use that now," and I'm like, I know,
A couple times there.
Yeah, I was
Isn't
like,
it sad that when we hear it now, even I'm like, oh, it made me cringe. Like, wait a minute, what the? These people got me desensitized.
See, not me, because
I was never
you know,
like
that.
that.
I heard like it was in there, like, so if the words are already in there, it shouldn't affect. Well, you saw it for the first time,
Yeah.
So for
well, I
you,
also see. Hey, I grew up on George Romero movies. If you know the language
Well.
that motherfucker uses for races, no.
Oh boy.
I'm used to it. Because back then, no one cared. No one cared. It's a movie. It's how people talked. Anyway, I'm digressing. Go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, we're gonna go ahead and close this out. I have one little last fun fact for you guys because I didn't want to throw everything on you guys, but and she's not watching right now. You're recording, so hopefully, if you watch it back, or somebody will tell her. So the inspiration that Joss Whedon got for Buffy,
I know this story.
was,
I know this one. Yeah,
oh,
I heard of this before.
Yep, it was Samantha. That is
Yep.
where the inspiration came from. So
Makes
I
sense.
mean,
The
it
cheerleader
shows,
too. That outfit.
yeah,
had,
cheerleader.
Cheerleader. Yeah.
But it shows how the movie has influenced even people in the 2000s. You know, well, actually, I think
Late
did it come
90s,
out?
but
yeah, it was late 90s on that one. But still, I mean, the movie has influence. You know, it has its little histories. I mean, Bloody Disgusting, they released a top 10 Doomsday horror movies. This was number 10. And again, there's been so many to still be included in the top 10. That's pretty fucking
that's
big.
pretty good.
No matter you look at it, I mean, if you're in the top 10 list, yes, number one, you're like, fuck yeah. But you know what?
That's
I would
good.
be like, I'm on the top 10. So, you know, the movie still has that much of a memory. So we'll go ahead and wrap this up.
We are. Yeah, it's true. We are.
Very,
Yeah.
very, very, very.
That's why
See,
British
listen.
comedy is so good.
I know. I'll be saying. I know Raiders younger than us, but us growing up, like there was never people fighting. Like, it was just everywhere. It was just you watch a movie and you don't be like, oh, they shouldn't be doing that or they shouldn't be saying that. It's like, oh no.
No, it was. Did you hear what they said?
Did you see that? Because that's
You want to
how.
watch a good movie, and you want to take away this whole week thing. Go watch Blazing Saddles.
Blazing
Oh,
Saddles. Blazing Saddles.
that could never. That could never be. They don't even play that movie anymore.
Oh,
Well,
no, they do not.
so before we digress,
80s movies were great. American
Yep.
Zombie. What's up,
Yep.
bro? American movies were 80s movies are the best. It's just the greatest to me. That's the greatest era. Not because I grew up in it. Well, maybe I'm a little biased, but it's fun.
There's a little,
It's just
bias.
There is.
It's
there
fun.
is.
The practical effects were the best. That's peak
Yeah.
practical
But
effects.
because exactly, that's when practical
man.
effects started really taking off and looking really good. You know, in the 70s, you know, a lot of the practical effects were all done like a lot of camera tricks. If you know,
Right.
if us doing horror Italiano, maybe be exposed to a lot of Italian films from like the 70s and 80s I've never seen. Even movies, even older 60s.
Mm-hmm.
And it was they had practical, but not like in the 80s when these juggernauts like Rob Bottin and
Tom Savini.
Tom Savini, you know, Dick
Stan
Smith,
Winston.
Dick Smith before that,
Yeah.
Sam Winston, Rick Baker. These are masterminds that just they made something like amazing out of nothing, you know. No
Hell
computers
yeah.
involved. You don't need fucking computers, bro.
I know
Lazy
everything.
mother-
Like the CGI just doesn't, and that's the whole thing.
I
though.
hate
The-
it.
the-
I
the
hate
remake.
it. Ah.
The remake. You have said the first thing is you're gonna see everybody burning. It's gonna be so. Yeah.
I love how practical this was.
Yeah. You didn't even have to see it, like you said.
No.
So, like Regina goes out. She's like, what was the stepmother's name?
Dorothy or something?
Doris.
Doors.
Here's Doris, and here's the guy she was fucking.
She picked up his shoe and some of the fucking ashes came out.
it'll
That
be
was
funny
cute.
though. Like if you did have a remake, right? They go outside and there's a dude with a straw, basically sniffing the shit on the ground.
Oh yeah. People do
That'd be
that shit.
funny.
I
and
mean,
serious.
there are people who think that everything that you did, if somebody snorts you or drinks you, that they're gonna get fucked up from.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't believe in that.
This look at Ozzy Osbourne snorted a line of ants. So yeah, people would do anything.
What
All
kind
right, so
of
we're gonna go.
I mean, mind you,
Fire
he was
ants, oh, yeah.
blasted out of his fucking gourd by the time he did that. I think it was
True.
Tommy Lee. Tommy Lee bet him, "Hey man, I dare you, snort them motherfuckers." Okay.
That's why they weren't
Might as
fire
well.
ants. Maybe they were fire ants.
Imagine that.
Ah,
Nah, he'll be dead if
Those-
there's still fire ants.
Those hurt, by the way. I've been
Oh.
bit by fire ants, so
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
no, yeah,
Ooh,
those-
Rico.
Fire ants, they'll fuck your world.
yeah, in Puerto Rico.
All right, Joe. I'm
All
sorry,
right, guys.
I'm digressing.
So let's go ahead and wrap this up.
Close it up. Yeah, let's do it.
As with every movie, we rate this. So, Radar, it's been a bit since you've been on here, so I'm gonna go ahead and go with you first.
You know what?
Well, I miss Radar, right? Radar's like the
Me too.
he's like this beacon
He's
of
been busy
light that just comes
traveling,
in.
you know.
What?
He's got to promote
Hold
some
on, hold on. You know what I'm
book.
saying?
You know,
Let's
he's
give
gotta
this
go on
man
vac-
right here. Hold on. Let's
Oh
give
my
this man
gosh,
some
what's going on?
appreciation. Let's give him some appreciation, man. This guy, he writes
Hell
some.
yeah.
I'm under pressure.
This guy's a horror author. He writes some good shit. Follow him, buy his books. Trust me, you won't be disappointed, man. You love horror, and especially like cosmic horror.
He
That's
gets
my jam.
every time I say the same thing on our show, I'm like, listen, this guy's gonna be the one that's knocking on Stephen King's door. Eventually, Stephen King is gonna retire, and that guy right there is gonna take his spot.
I mean, if
No,
you
I'll just be
look-
knocking on his door in a couple weeks. I'm gonna visit him.
If you look, he's literally on my head right now.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
There you go. Look at that. Joe represent.
What?
This movie is pretty damn good though.
Go
Like,
for
you
it,
know.
Radar. Finish up.
Oh yeah. You know what? I'll give it 4 substantive comics out of 5, you know? Pretty good. Like there's a lot of that nice cheese in there. There's the thing it captures pretty well is just like teenagers being dumb and being horny.
Two
'Cause-
cops, man.
Because
That's
all
true.
all Sam cared about was like,
Damn it, my
mm-mm-mm.
sister took him.
Yeah, it's
She's
like,
like, Reggie takes all my guy.
Last man in the world, and she gotta take him.
Hold on. American Zombie. My favorite 80s movie is
Nice.
They
ooh,
Live.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
choice, man. Good choice.
Mwah.
They
Chef's
Live.
kiss.
I recently rewatched it for my Horror Fiend Driving Theater episode. Thank you, American Zombie.
That
Um,
episode was great too.
And thank you, brother. I appreciate it. I never realized how ahead of the game John Carpenter was as far as
Always
seeing
was.
where the world was heading, man. Like,
Always was.
incredible, man. Incredible.
Yeah.
So yeah, They Live.
Actually, I do have a question. Where the hell does Hector get that Santa Claus outfit?
Yeah. Oh, probably from home because his whole home
Well, it was
decked out
no.
in
Well, no, it was.
Christmas ornament.
This is that's another thing. This was a Christmas. It's a Christmas movie.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Say no
So-
more.
Yeah, no, it was a Christmas because
Yeah.
I'm like shit.
To me, it kind
I
of
have
felt
to
like
put this in my Christmas horror movie list.
you know what
now.
it felt like to me, that there was a lot of stuff left on the cutting room floor because when Hector gets a visit, Aubrey, is that her name? I forgot the scientist lady.
Yeah.
She did not kill Samantha, so I'm assuming Samantha was not infected, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so all of a sudden she kills herself in front of Hector. Then all of a sudden Hector shows up with he's a cowboy now, and he's got Samantha in the trunk. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute, is she a zombie? And he's using her to eat people now, but she's a good zombie. That was jarring. I was like, I think we're missing a scene here somewhere because it just felt weird. But I digress. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Rita.
No, I mean I always also had those questions. Where did Hector get that Santa Claus outfit?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know.
At first, I didn't know that was him. At first, like, who the fuck is this guy?
No.
Santa Claus.
Uh-oh, Joe's on
Well,
mute.
Joe's mute.
Classic Joe.
Sorry, it's a good thing because I was
Me
trying to
and Joe
interrupt
do
it.
that.
All right. But so the thing is, you guys forget there was nobody around. So when he was driving back to them, he
Yeah, he
could have
probably
gone by a
stole it somewhere.
costume
Yeah,
store
yeah.
and said,
No.
"Oh, it's Christmas. Let me get a Santa Claus costume."
That's
then-
wild.
On their way,
Oh yes. Oh, here you go. All
Oh,
right.
yeah.
100%.
Do
I'm
you
on the no.
consider Die Hard a Christmas movie?
No.
Radar says yes.
Yeah, because you wouldn't have Die Hard without Christmas. It's integral to the plot.
Just because, listen, It does not have to be a rated G or PG movie to be a Christmas movie. Look at Gremlins. That falls between how
Yeah.
Christmas.
that's not Halloween. That's a Christmas movie. Gremlins.
Right.
Yeah.
Die
You can
Hard.
watch it on Halloween though, because
It takes place during Christmas, Joe. So that doesn't do it for you. So
I am one of those people that have never watched Die
that's
Hard.
okay. No, I
Come on.
understand. That's
It's
not a
okay.
movie I would be like, oh, it's Christmas time. Let's watch Die Hard.
Yeah.
Oh, I am absolutely like that.
Hans
Because
is
I
the
mean,
best.
because he gets invited to a Christmas party.
It's a Christmas
His
party,
wife's
yeah,
Christmas party. Yeah, there's no 4th of July office party.
Let me ask you, Radar. Is there Christmas music in the movie?
There is.
There
It's a
is.
Christmas
There
movie.
is.
There you go. That's all you need.
Come
to
on,
know.
Hans is a perfect Grinch.
Hans.
There you go.
Oh. R.I.P. R.I.P. Ah, great.
All right,
To
Jared,
Hans
we're
or
gonna-
Alan Rickman?
Alan
Jared, go
Rickman,
to you
man.
now.
Okay. There.
I mean, yeah, this is a fun movie. Yeah, you can't take it serious. I do have a question because I'd like to throw these things into chaos for a second. But for me, yeah, characters are good. I mean, Sam reminded me of the girl from Airplane when they found out that they might not survive, but she went to every seat. This is, I never been with him. I never had sex before. I never been with anybody. You're gonna be, but she was basically going to every seat trying to get laid, which was what Sam was wanted to do the whole time in this film. To the point, I mean, who has back-to-back dreams?
Hector's all right, but he's the last man on earth.
A
So.
teenager, a horny teenager,
Yes.
has sex dreams.
But think about the first one. It was 2.
Underage,
and it was
too,
one,
which is scary,
underage.
bro.
But yeah, for me,
Back then, though, again, it was
14 and
they didn't look at-
15-year-olds who start
weird.
becoming horny. Back,
But you're right. It is realistic, Joe. You're right.
Yes,
It's
you're right.
realistic.
Yeah,
It
For
is
sure.
realistic.
It just
is.
so happens they're stuck in a time
Yeah,
where
yeah.
zombies are, and her sexual fantasy of being pulled over by 2 cops, it turned out to be zombies. So it
Yeah.
went from a sexual fantasy into a nightmare.
I don't
Or
know.
did it?
I don't think it did. She
Uh-oh.
woke up first thing. She went.
I was gonna
But-
say I'm starting to come around to JR's point of view here.
And the other thing, if there was one character that'd be Rick in this, it would be Hector. Because the minute Hector got chased by a kid, I'm like, this is fucking Rick. 'Cause that's what Rick hates it when anything happens to kids.
That is
And he
true.
would have to be the one that would have to basically kill a kid.
I'll
to
be
get
honest.
away.
I was relieved because I thought he was gonna find his mom behind that door. I was like, oh, not his mom, no. But then when it was like, oh, okay, fuck this guy. I don't know
Yeah,
who
it's
this
just
guy
my
is.
people.
Some punk from the neighborhood, man.
But would you have pulled the trigger?
Yeah, if he's a zombie, yeah.
Yeah, he's dead
Fuck
already.
that.
No, it's just funny because Rick was like, he went to kids or animals. What if it was a dog that was freaking?
Yeah, no, dude. If they're trying to kill me, it's no
Alright.
rules. Those rules are
Okay.
out the window. All sympathies out the window. If they're trying to kill me, bro.
Now, for me, yeah, definitely. I would say it's a 4. I agree with Radar. It is a fun film to watch. The question I have for you guys is this: would you have looked at the film? Do you think the facility portion of the film was really needed?
I agree.
P Rock thinks so.
Yeah, it's a
No,
Christmas
he's talking
movie,
about
he
that.
agrees. Yeah,
Oh.
he's it's a Christmas movie. He agrees. All right, what were you saying, Joe? I'm
So the
sorry, what?
question I have for you guys: do you think the facility portion of the film was needed?
Yes, actually.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah,
Because they're trying to save humanity,
Okay.
so you need to have
and,
scientists.
don't forget, those scientists knew the ramifications of the comet, and they didn't tell nobody. They just
Yeah.
locked themselves in there, and some genius fucking decided to leave the
Forgot to
vents
close.
open.
Yeah, we left the vents. I mean, it's all like literally.
They're villains.
So,
you need
yeah,
villains.
You need,
need
now.
villains. Yeah.
All right.
And they
It-
gave us
what
that
it-
great joke. I'll get to that later. But go ahead, Joe.
But what it did was the girls went from fighting zombies to now, as in almost every zombie movie.
Well, let's be real. They fought
Fighting
2
humanity.
zombies in this movie. That's
I know, but
Yeah.
still, before you minimize,
I know.
because remember the budget. To then fighting humanity, you always end up fighting in most zombie stuff. You end up having to fight the human.
Yeah.
The human
Yeah.
ends up becoming a villain some way or the other, and then this one was a scientist, and it wasn't. And it was they were trying to find a cure, probably to save everyone, but they needed to save themselves first. And then that's where you get on the scientist part, where it's now become, well, I want to live.
Yeah.
know,
I got the impression that they just wanted to save themselves.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Well,
Well,
Yeah,
it started.
everybody.
I'm gonna go. It started with humanity, and then the actual.
To be honest,
humanity
though, that's
kicked
when
in
I
was the
really got
stuff.
invested in the movies when we got into those the villains, because
Yeah.
they're
They were
they're
And
scientists.
human was the villain.
and it's a catastrophe that destroyed the world, and these are the last people that could do something about it. But instead of trying to do something about it, they were selfish. They locked themselves in. They made a fucking mistake, and now they're paying for it.
It gives me super Fallout vibes. Like,
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
It did.
it seems like something that would exactly be in Fallout, where they're like, "Oops, here's a random vault. We forgot to turn on the air filtration, and we sucked the blood out of some kids."
I
Gave me
appreciate
Resident
it.
Evil vibe. That they were Resident Evil, that they were in the hive, basically.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yes.
And that's where the few dark parts too is them going like, "All right, let's drain these kids of blood here."
Yeah.
You know.
You gotta be Santa
Well,
Claus.
and they still did it comedy wise because they were like, you know, they're gonna gas them and shit. They're like, you're gonna see Santa Claus. You're gonna live with Santa Claus. Like I'm sitting there going, God, that's so dark. So dark. Like you're about to tell a child that we're gonna put you to sleep and you're gonna live with Santa Claus for the rest of your life, but we keep you on life support and drain your blood. But you don't know that, you know.
Wait a minute, Gremlins came out in '84 too, right?
Joe would know. NGI. They would know. They're the
Pretty
Gremlins
sure.
guys.
So-
Yo,
P-
P-Rock,
there's-
when did Gremlins come out? P-Rock's a huge Gremlins guy. If you still here-
Alexa, when did Gremlins release?
The film Gremlins was released on June 8, 1984.
There you go.
So there were two sad
Wait a
things
minute, we're
involving
stupid. Did we
Santa
do-
Claus in the
Didn't we
same
do?
year.
I think we did Gremlins actually. Did.
Last
Yes,
year.
we did.
It
Yeah.
wasn't a lie,
Oh, there you
though.
go.
No.
We did Gremlins, yeah, of course.
Dang, there you go. So there were in the same year there were two sad Santa related things. That's wild.
No, actually, there were three. You'll have to wait for the end of the December to find out the other one.
Joe's cooking something. He's cooking. Joe's not just a chef with food, man. Joe can be cooking up that content.
Oh yeah,
Chefcologist
if you
strikes
know
again.
your horror movies,
The
keep an eye out.
chefcologist. Oh yeah, that's awesome. The chefcologist.
But if you know your horror movies, keep an eye out because at the end of December, I got a surprise. I mean, Rick's gonna do all the hard work, but I got a surprise for
Thanks.
Christmas. Speaking of Rick,
Yes.
what's your rating and thoughts on this?
My
one?
rating, it's difficult for me because it is a first watch. This isn't like the movie where I seen originally and I had all these years to let it permeate and let me think about it and let me digest things. But for now, on the first watch, it's a 4.5.
Ooh.
The extra, I don't want to say because I don't want to cut it short at all. But I love the 80s, and I think this movie did a great job.
Personified.
Yes, because even the little details, and it's the humor is great. The little details, it's the 80s. Like Sam is constantly chewing gum, like popping that gum. That's what's the
Where'd you find it? I found myself asking. Where
and
does she keep finding
and the
this fucking
humor
gum?
is subtle in this movie. Like when Reggie grabs Samantha and he starts shaking her, like, "Yeah, where's mom and that, whatever," and she goes, "I swallowed my gum." But it was so like subtle. She said it. I'm like, oh my god, And then they used the Z word. I was like, oh no, they said zombie. No, don't say zombie. I hate when these movies do that. But it's a comedy, so comedies can get away with that. There was a funny part too when Larry was leaving when he was about to open the door to go out looking for the guy who owes him that tape because he was bootlegging it. There's a poster. The poster it's about a movie, but the caption was real big, red dust. That kind of foreshadowed the red dust.
Dust everywhere.
And even the part when they go to the mall and they got like the commercials, they're like, "Oh, come over to the mall. Like, make sure you get here early to avoid all the traffic and the parking." I'm like, there's nobody around no more, so you don't gotta worry about that. If you listen to the background, there's constant things going on. That's funny. I'm like, man, they really took their time to think about the little in jokes, but not hit you over the head with them, but just put them in there. You just gotta find them, and it's funny stuff. I loved all that. And this one has a lot of replay value. The dope ass 80s soundtrack. Not only the 80s music that was included, but just the soundtrack in general. I don't know who composed the music, but it was very 80s, synthesized for the most part. And what I love too is when a movie opens. Again, it opens with I love the narration with the over the top announcer. It's something like that. Oh my god, that commercial that George Romero did before he did the movies, he did commercials. He did a commercial about some fucking washing detergent. And the voiceover reminded me so much of that because that commercial was a guy in a spaceship. they're in a space of like going in the clothes and cleaning all the dirt and shit. It reminded me of that. Oh man, this is what a throwback to this. That was great. And then the movie starts and they're in the movie theater. You got Reggie playing the fucking arcade game, looking for DMK, which I loved is they paid that off at the end.
Yeah.
It was a running joke. From the very beginning, I love Sam. I'm sorry, Reggie. She was, I don't know what it is. I saw, I was like, oh, it's this actress. She's one of those actresses. I didn't know her name, but she's so recognizable. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm like, oh shit, she's in this. And then I loved her character. She was so fixated on that fucking arcade game.
I played that game.
Who hasn't played that
I mean,
game?
when I saw it, I'm like, I thought
maybe
that
not
game.
Radar. Maybe not Radar.
Maybe not Radar. Maybe
They'll
not.
play it like on a Switch.
At the arcade.
That's what I'm saying. And then they had the one guy, the construction guy, selling the little headbands, for the comic coming. It's just, I love the vibe. I'm sorry, it's just the vibe. The vibe is what I love about this movie. I wish there was more zombies, but again, the budget, there wasn't that many in there. I wish that was more of a threat. But the zombie cops are cool. I just wish they weren't part of just a dream. I wish they were like,
real.
I wish they were real,
yeah.
they're physically in the film itself. But you can't have everything. But high replay value. This is a movie, man. I'm gonna go out and buy it. I have to own this. This is a movie that just speaks to me, man. I'm glad you guys put it on the list. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Let me just check my notes real quick. I don't.
David Campbell's the name of the guy who's who did the score. He's in other movies.
Thanks, brother. Yeah.
He's actually he has credit for the new Joker film.
Wait, the new Joker film.
Yeah, he's still
interesting.
around. The boy's still
Oh
going.
my god! All right, let's not talk about that.
Hold on.
Oh wow.
World War Z.
Look, sometimes you gotta pay the bills.
Rock of Ages.
Whoa.
Rock of Ages is awesome.
Wait, the musical?
Yep.
That's a wild soundtrack to compose for.
I saw that. I saw a live show on that
The
at
movie
Las Vegas.
Rent.
I saw Rent. Too.
Okay, interesting.
Spider-Man 2.
What? Okay,
Yep,
this
there-
man's got some
there-
heavy
you know,
hitters.
yeah, he knows.
around.
So he knows. He's got a variety. He knows like a spectrum of genres, basically.
Yeah, I'm looking at all his things. Holy crap.
Oh yeah,
Big world.
but yeah, that's yeah, man, that's my score. I loved it. This is a movie it's just fun. It's just it's just so, you know what it is? Authentic. This film is authentic to the times, and it didn't take itself seriously. It just said, let's just make a fun movie, and it was great. And the thing about it too, it was a comedy, but when it got to like the end of the world aspects of it, like it did feel dark. Like when Reggie's on the motorcycle and she's realizing where the fuck is everybody? There's like dust
Right.
everywhere. And then, I thought, damn man, like all these clothes, you're not noticing like there's panties and underwear around, and she goes and she picks up a pair of fucking panties. That's when you know, okay, now there's something wrong here. But yeah, man, fun film.
All right. Actually, before we go to right at the end, any comments before I wrap it up? Is that all?
No, we're
All
good.
right.
We're
Nope.
good.
Good.
All right. So as far as me,
We want to see that ZD.
We do.
Damn it. All right, I'll go run and get it really quick so I can get my rating. Give me
Well,
one
just
second.
do the rating quick, then do the.
I'm doing it my way.
No. We get the ZD, then the rating.
We get the
It's the
ZD.
only way.
We get the ZD. You know what's funny? One scene that had me dying when Hector's putting the dynamite under the truck, but the way the truck explodes, it starts from the top first.
Yeah.
The bottom's like the last to explode. I'm
Yeah.
like, all right,
Yeah,
you know,
the way they rigged it was.
a
they weren't thinking
$70K
about it.
was the budget on the film.
Oh, you know what? No, Joe, real quick before we get into it, you know what I loved about this film too? Because you know me, once I watch a movie, I'm so fascinated. I always gotta look into the movie itself after. So the director gave the actresses free like reign over. You don't have to follow the script exactly. Just be
Ad-lib.
yourselves. I want you to
Oh,
act
wow.
yourselves. So the scene when like Sam's got the what gun is that, Jar? You know your guns.
With the Uzi,
It's not an Uzi because they wish
not
they
an
had the
Uzi.
Uzis.
Yeah,
the little small one.
yeah. It looked like an Uzi, but
It
she
looked
said
like
it
an
wasn't.
It looked like an Uzi, but
It did.
uh,
But she
It
was
was-
alright.
it was-
Anyway, when they jammed, and that really happened to the actress. It really did jam, and she came up with the line, see, Dad should have got us Uzis." And like it's organic. Like that's not in the script. She just, she just the gun jammed. So instead of it, all right, next take, they can't because the director said we don't have a lot of time and budget to keep doing retakes. So
Right.
the actors fought on their feet, and she was like, came up with that empty improv, that one line, cut, okay, move to the next, perfect. They used it. So I wanted to bring that in because I want to get the actors in this movie the credit of that because there's a lot of improv in this film too.
That was seamless too.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Dang.
All right. So this is where my container is.
That's
Zoom
the
in
one
on
you
that
put-
bad boy. Zoom
So
in
that's
on
the
that Z.
container that you put in the toaster.
Yep. And that's all gonna
Ooh.
melt and get all nice and
Oh,
brown.
wait a minute. You didn't cook it yet?
It's cooked.
Oh,
You gotta
it's-
reheat it then.
It's cold.
Toaster oven is to reheat it.
I get that, but look at the
Oh.
cheese. It looks like you just put it on.
When I first cooked it, I put the cheese on, then I put the top on.
Yeah.
So then that way it somewhat melted like it did. So then when I go to bake it now,
Yeah.
it's gonna get the golden brown.
I love it.
I'm gonna eat all that shit too though, because like I only
You can eat
had,
that whole pan, bro.
I've only had so I work
Oh,
overnight.
come on. That's a
Y'all
normal.
You
haven't
gotta
picked up
no,
on
you
it?
don't have
No,
to
I mean,
explain.
Literally, like I only had one.
What I
little
meant
meal
was,
today.
I was gonna say, motherfucker, share some of that shit. I'm hungry.
No. What you gotta do is you gotta make it through a review, and you start eating at the beginning of the review. By the end of the review, you have to finish the whole thing.
Ah,
you know,
Sorry about
Oh,
that.
there we go.
Challenge.
Challenge.
All right. So for me, yeah, this is a 4.5 for me, and I'm even gonna. When I first started, when I went to rewatch it, I sat there and I was like, ooh, and then I'm like, hold on, just close your eyes for a second. You're not in 2024, you're in 1984, and then I opened my eyes and went, this movie's fucking awesome, totally tubular, you know, any fucking word you want to use for the 80s, because it is the like you know, it's a time capsule. It's a sign of the times. It you know, it gave you, which is very, very few in horror movies, that it gave you strong female protagonists who knew how to defend themselves. Rick brought that up. Like he did their, you know, their father is military. So they knew how to take care of themselves. Those were few and far. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Aaron in You're Next. And then seeing this again and remembering that they were trained by their dad, like it's cool to have seen that you had a horror movie where you were not going to put two girls in a situation where they were like, you know, throughout the whole thing. They were like, okay, motherfucker, you're going to pull this shit. So, you know, when what was his name again? Willie had Samantha. And then you see the elevator, and you know you're expecting that Reggie's just gonna come out and hand herself. She's like, "Yeah, I got your boy." Like,
Yeah.
Slim
just,
Shady. She got Slim Shady.
yeah, it just looked, you know, it showed you that the girls had their training. They were not to be fucked with. You know, I thought the way that it ended with DMK, and not just that.
Great ending. Great ending.
Well, right before that, when they were waiting for the light to change. Like, I'm sitting there going, okay, maybe this is kind of... But then Samantha crosses the street and the guy shows up out of nowhere. He's like, you know, you shouldn't cross the street.
He said the same thing.
Yeah, and it was because they were, you know, basically saying that they're going to move humanity on. We still need to keep some of those
Yeah,
things,
that's
which
true,
includes
yeah.
waiting for the light to
That
change
makes
before you
sense.
cross.
Remember,
So-
she was like, "Oh, nice car. Oh, it's one of 23 or something, right?"
Yeah. It's sort of like 23.
Now, mind you, money is no importance at this point. But if, you know, the comment didn't happen and she would have met him, he's like, yeah, I got 23 cars. She would have been like, well, you come from
But the
money.
world went back to normal at the end, so now I just got to repopulate the Earth essentially.
No, I know, but meaning he already had money beforehand. He had money.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
you know, it would like it when like him saying I have 23 didn't hit as hard because the world's ended. There's not a whole bunch of millionaires.
No
Like
one
you're
cares,
just like
yeah.
us. You're like us. You just happen to have all these fucking, you know, great cars. So
And
yeah,
once the cars are
4.5
gone
for
and
me.
rusted, you're just like,
Yeah.
Well, there's so many cars in the world at that point because so many people died from the comet.
So many cars.
All right, guys, thank you so much. Obviously, Radar, you know, you got to come back again. I know you're busy. I did see,
Yeah, I know.
you know, that you're not going to be doing a lot for the rest of the year. I mean, we're hitting the holidays. I get it. But,
Damn holidays.
And no, I mean, we're all going to be busy because
Yeah.
with that said, we're not going to have a live next week. You know, obviously it's Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Thanksgiving.
It
we
is
won't be-
Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So we won't be there. But the following week, we will be doing a live review of Heretic, obviously starring what's his name, Hugh
Grant.
Grant.
Hugh Grant.
I did have that. I went Hugh Grant, and all of a sudden my brain reverted and went Hugh Downs. Maybe because we're doing a 1984 movie. So yes, make sure to join us. We're going to have a new host. I'm sorry, a new guest.
Yes.
So make sure to tune in on that. If you have not gone to the movies and seen it yet, make sure you get out there so that way you join us for this review. And you know what, Rick? I know that we've been trying to work on this whole entire how we're going to format this, but I like the way you take us home. So take us home, my brother.
Well, with that being said, thank you for joining us on this live review, retro review of Night of the Comet. With that being said, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Enjoy your holiday. Be with your loved ones, your friends. Eat some good food. Be healthy. Be safe. Be insane in a very good way. But most of all, let's go back to the 80s one more time. Totally tubular, bodacious. I love it. Cowabunga. With that being said, stay scared.
Real me.
Ooh.
Dude.
Joe?
Joe.
All right, I guess I gotta hit the end button. Because
Yeah, you gotta hit the end button.
This fucking
We're
Joe's.
still
Right
live.
on live. Right on live.
All right, forget that last 10 seconds you just saw.
That's fucking awesome. Hey,
And we're still
Okay.
live. Oh my god.
Yeah.
oh no.
Like how Joe just drank with his side.